Since about 2018, I was familiar with PAL but hadn't been attending meetings. And I was recently remarried, and my husband had a son, had been discharged from the Army with a substance abuse disorder that was caused from some injuries he sustained in the military. So we started attending PAL meetings for Taylor and as a means of supporting my husband in that journey as a parent of an addicted loved one. We attended every week, learned tremendous support tools that we could apply immediately just in our dialogue with Taylor. He attended rehab probably 13 times and then was successful in getting into recovery after about 51 weeks of sobriety. So we kept attending PAL meetings, and Taylor went on to be a house manager at a sober living facility in Tucson. And then unfortunately at week 51, he wanted to see if he had really gotten over his addiction. And so he bought some fentanyl and died of an overdose after 51 weeks. So that was jarring. That pretty much shattered my husband and I. It'll be 3 years on Saturday since we lost him. So by attending PAL meetings, we learned that unless the person with the disorder and the disease of addiction makes the commitment themselves, it's pretty futile. You can't do it for them. You can't make them better. You can't pray them well. They have to really commit, and it means 100% surrendering themselves to a program, surrendering themselves to the tools that professionals can give them. There's ways that you can word it where you're not enabling them, where you're not caught in that codependent cycle. And enabling is huge. And I really don't know a parent that doesn't do it until they receive the support and the tools to know how to do that better, to not react immediately when there's a crisis. And with someone suffering from addiction, there are crises almost daily, if not multiple times a day. So it's learning, don't react, wait and respond. Take time to think about what they've said or the situation that they're in and decide how you can support them through that without enabling them. You wholeheartedly believe that they're getting better, and then you have to face the reality that they're not. But I had to make the hard choice that if I wanted to have a relationship, an ongoing relationship with my grandchildren, I would have to completely detach from having any involvement with her. And so I did that, and I had to do a lot of humbling with the fathers in order to be able to talk to my grandkids on the phone. They were kind of spread across the United States at that point. But in hindsight, I know I made the right decision at the time. And you start to learn to have joy come back into your life. You learn to laugh again through what you learn at PAL. You learn to have experiences with your other children. When you have a loved one that suffers from addiction, your other children become invisible. They cease to have importance in the family dynamic, which I think is real collateral damage. But you learn to involve yourself in their lives again. The one suffering from addiction has to deal with their own choices, but you have other kids that need attention. And you start to learn to have joy come back into your life. You learn to laugh again through what you learn at PAL. For me, in this season, now working in the PAL office, I have gotten to focus on outreach and awareness. We like to have the goal that someday there will never be a family that is alone in their crisis and their journey with their loved one. So by going to different events, meeting lots of people that either work in substance abuse and recovery, or meeting people who suffer from addiction and their walk in recovery, it gives me great hope. And I try to do that to honor Taylor and his life, because as tragic as it is after 51 weeks of sobriety, I think to honor him is working with other people and trying to raise the awareness so that nobody has to go through that alone. Because not every story ends like a fairy tale, but you can still use the tragedy and you can use it to help you in your grief. I think that's where I find my hope.